the worst, then I'm prepared to handle that as well. But yeah, it was something.
It's just a game. There's a reason why you see people dressed up as Satan. Not just, like Satan slipping himself in a little bit. No, full on visuals of Satan, people dressed as Satan, dressed as a demon, got upside down crosses all on their clothes or pentagrams on their clothes. And people are just like, oh, that's funny. It's, we're making fun. No, there's a reason why the entertainment industry is doing it.
Did China McClain really get pushed out of Hollywood because she refused to play along with the industry's darker side? That's the question a lot of people are asking, especially because China has been very open about how Hollywood can pressure celebrities into doing things they never expected, all for fame, money, and a bigger spotlight. And what makes this even messier is that Katt Williams has said similar things before, but instead of people listening, the industry painted him like he was just crazy. Now, some fans feel like China got the same treatment, but let's be clear, China is not some random actress who just showed up yesterday. She had been working since she was a child, and at one point, she looked like she was about to become one of Hollywood's next big stars. Then something shifted, especially after the tragic passing of Cameron Boyce, and fans noticed China started pulling away from the industry. Around that same period, Black Lightning was canceled, and rumors started spreading that the show ended partly because China had become more serious about her faith and no longer wanted to be involved the same way. Now,
This is actually happening, I think. I think that my mind is just kind of shut down at this point. So I'm just kind of feeling a little numb, just like a little bit empty, like just going through the motions and just like, I'll never again have a friend like Cameron.
rumors about Hollywood being shady have been around forever, but this hit different because China had actually grown up inside the system. Up until this point, China's career seemed unstoppable. She was landing major roles, moving from one high-profile project to the next, and building serious momentum in Hollywood. But according to supporters of her story, things started changing once she became more outspoken about her faith and personal beliefs. Some fans believe that after she began focusing more on spirituality, opportunities started drying up, leading to speculation that powerful people in the industry no longer wanted to work with her. As her career slowed down, China also became more vocal about what she sees as the darker side of the entertainment business. She began sharing her concerns publicly, and that only fueled more debate around her experiences in Hollywood. Now, remember when we talked about the passing of Cameron Boyce? His death was officially ruled as the result of a seizure connected to epilepsy, a medical condition that had been documented by authorities at the time. However, China has openly expressed doubts about the official explanation and has shared her own personal questions about the circumstances surrounding his passing.
But I am doing God's work now. And that is all I'm doing.
She has said that she was surprised by reports about his medical condition and questioned why many people only learned about it after his death. Those comments quickly sparked intense discussion online, with supporters and critics going back and forth over her claims. To this day, her remarks remain one of the most talked about and controversial parts of her public statements. It was around this time that China started stepping away from Hollywood completely. Fans noticed a major change in her appearance and online presence. She cut her hair short, shifted her focus away from entertainment, and began posting videos about her faith, saying she felt God had guided her away from what she viewed as the darker parts of the industry. Those videos immediately got people talking. Some supporters praised her for speaking her truth, while others felt she was unfairly criticizing an industry that had helped build her career. Either way, the conversation got loud fast.
I heard of the theory of general relativity. It's what Einstein is famous for. In his calculations, he started to realize that the universe was not eternal. It had a beginning. Now this leads us to the law of causality. Everything that came to be needs a cause.
And China suddenly found herself at the center of another controversy. She also started filling her social media pages with Christian messages and openly discussing her beliefs. While many people respected her commitment to her faith, others felt some of her comments came across as dismissive of different viewpoints. That sparked heated debates online, with critics and supporters constantly going back and forth. But the moment that really sent the internet into overdrive came when China shared her thoughts on Lil Nas X's Montero music video. If you remember, that video had social media in absolute chaos when it dropped. Some viewers saw the religious imagery as artistic expression, while others believed it crossed a line and deliberately pushed buttons. Lil Nas X responded to critics at the time, writing, "I spent my entire teenage years hating myself."
I'm gonna tell you a little secret. This building that I'm in right now built itself. Do you believe me? You don't? Why? Have you ever met the builder of this building? Seen the builder of this building? You know their name? Yet you believe someone built this building. Why?
Because of the things preached would happen to me because I was gay. So I hope you are mad. Stay mad. Feel the same anger you teach us to have towards ourselves. When China reacted to the conversation, many people felt her response landed in a gray area. Some believed she was trying to defend her religious beliefs without attacking anyone personally, while others felt she wasn't fully addressing the concerns being raised by either side. As a result, critics accused her of trying to stay in the middle of a very heated debate, and the backlash only grew louder from there. But China wasn't done speaking out yet. She continued sharing her belief that the entertainment industry gradually introduces controversial imagery and themes to audiences until they become normalized.
And guess who else you can't blame? God. Because I've heard so many people say, no, I don't believe in God because he ain't never tried to show me no sort of sign. Really? How'd you come in contact with this video? Just say hypothetically for a second that God doesn't exist. I'm not saying that people that don't believe in God are not capable of living moral lives. I would never say anything like that. The point of this video is questioning what the foundation for morality is, objective morality.
Those comments sparked even more debate online, with supporters agreeing with her concerns, while critics argued she was reading too much into things. A lot of the pushback centered around her reaction to Lil Nas X's Montero video. Many viewers pointed out that the story shown in the video wasn't simply about shocking imagery. Throughout the video, Lil Nas X portrays a character who faces judgment, punishment, and rejection because of his identity. He is shown being arrested, publicly condemned, and cast out, before later moving through symbolic scenes involving heaven and hell. For many fans, the message wasn't about celebrating evil or promoting harmful ideas. Instead, they saw it as commentary on the criticism, rejection, and fear that some LGBTQ+ people experience when others tell them they are condemned or unworthy. Because of that,
Entertainment industry, it's about influence. There is a reason why you see people dressed up as Satan, full-on visuals of Satan, people dressed as Satan, dressed as a demon, got upside-down crosses all on their clothes or pentagrams on their clothes. People think that this stuff is just a game. No, there's a reason why the entertainment industry is doing that, y'all. They know good and doggone well that God exists. They also know that Satan exists. They're just counting on the fact that y'all don't know that.
interpretation, critics argued that China had misunderstood the video's intended message and focused on the symbolism, rather than the broader story being told. Still, her comments kept gaining attention because they tied into larger conversations she had been having about Hollywood. China repeatedly suggested that entertainers often face pressure to compromise their values in pursuit of success. While these claims remain matters of personal opinion and speculation, they resonated with people who already had concerns about how the industry operates behind closed doors. That's one reason some fans started connecting her comments to things Katt Williams has said over the years. Katt has frequently criticized Hollywood culture and questioned what performers are expected to do in order to advance their careers.
What I did know and have known, along with the rest of the cast, since before we even started shooting this season, is that I am leaving the show and was leaving the show. This was going to be my last season, regardless of if it went on or not, for different reasons that, to be honest, I don't want to go into. I just want y'all to trust me on it. There's been a lot to happen over this quarantine. These things are real. These people that are dying in the way of the world now. And all this is an illusion. It's an illusion. This industry, for what it is, and everything that people look to and praise.
His remarks have attracted both strong support and heavy criticism, creating the same kind of split reaction China often receives. As for Lil Nas X, Some people online claimed the industry had moved on from him after benefiting from the attention surrounding his music and public image. Others disagreed, arguing that career ups and downs happened to nearly every artist. Either way, the conversation around China's warnings, Katt's claims, and Hollywood's influence continues to spark intense debate whenever their names come up. Now, what makes Katt Williams' situation so fascinating to many people?
It's not important. God is moving me in more than one way than just this show. It's bigger than this show. I'm doing God's work now. And I'm not doing anything else. Just gonna put it plainly. I'm not leaving because I had a terrible time working.
Is that he's far from the only celebrity who has publicly criticized Hollywood. The difference, according to his supporters, is that Katt has never stopped talking, no matter how much backlash comes his way. Over the years, fans have compared his story to other entertainers who also raised concerns about the industry. One of the names that gets brought up the most is Dave Chappelle. Some people believe Dave tried to speak openly about problems he saw behind the scenes, while others argue his situation was far more complicated than the rumors make it seem.
There's a lot of confusion about the way God is represented by people versus who he actually is. Comments like the one on top of Lil Nas's video, they often turn into back and forth conversations about religion. Christians against the gay community or Christians against everyone else, when it's really not about Christianity or religion at all. The truth is that God exists. I don't believe in God because a religion tells me to. I know God. We have a relationship. Like I have a relationship with my mom, dad, my sisters, my brother. So when God is represented badly by a Christian or by someone that's been hurt by a Christian, it really makes me sad because it's not who he is. And that behavior also drives so many people away from getting to know him.
Back in 2003, Dave signed a massive deal with Comedy Central, reportedly worth around $50 million, to continue his hugely successful show. At the time, the program was one of the network's biggest hits. Then, in a move that shocked almost everyone, he suddenly stepped away during production of the next season and traveled to South Africa. As soon as he left, speculation exploded. Media outlets and commentators started offering all kinds of explanations for his departure. Rumors spread rapidly, with some suggesting he was struggling personally, while others questioned what had really happened behind the scenes. Dave himself later pushed back against many of those claims and disputed how his story was being portrayed. Things became even more interesting when he appeared on the Oprah Winfrey Show in 2006 and finally addressed the controversy publicly. That interview sparked a lot of discussion because some viewers felt Dave was trying to explain the pressures he experienced in the entertainment world, while others believed the conversation focused more on public perceptions surrounding his departure. To this day, people still debate what really happened. Supporters argue that Dave was warning people about deeper issues within the industry, while skeptics believe the story has been exaggerated over the years. Either way, his experience remains one of the most talked about examples whenever conversations about Hollywood pressure, fame, and creative control come up. Dave didn't stop at talking about his own experience either.
Personal entity that is capable of existing outside of time, space, and matter. That can't be nothing but God. And for people that are like, okay, well, how do you know that it's like Christianity's God? There's only one God. But don't just take my word for it. Go look into it for yourself. One more thing. Evidence is not a substitute for faith. Following God is not a matter of evidence or proof. It's a matter of the will. You have to want to do it so you can have the peace that you're looking for. And if you don't want to make that choice, no amount of evidence is going to convince you to. You have to want to.
He pointed to what he believed was a broader pattern involving several high-profile black entertainers and questioned why so many of them seemed to face major public struggles after reaching huge career milestones. He referenced Mariah Carey during the period following her record-breaking contract and also mentioned Martin Lawrence's well-publicized personal challenges. Then he added his own story to the list, reminding people that he walked away from a deal reportedly worth $50 million and left the spotlight at the height of his success. His message wasn't necessarily to provide answers, but to encourage people to think critically about the pressures that can come with fame, money, and massive expectations. Dave also addressed another topic that has frequently come up in discussions about Hollywood. He spoke about a comedy sketch where producers wanted him to wear a dress, something he later said made him uncomfortable. According to Dave, he pushed back against the idea and questioned why it was necessary for the role. That story gained even more attention because it echoed claims that other entertainers, including Katt Williams, have discussed over the years. Supporters viewed it as another example of performers resisting industry pressure, while critics argued that such situations are often taken out of context. Either way, Dave's comments added another layer to the ongoing debate about creative control, personal boundaries, and what celebrities may be asked to do in pursuit of entertainment and success. For many supporters, China McClain and Katt Williams are raising questions that they believe deserve more attention. Whether people agree with them or not, both have sparked major conversations about faith, fame, and what really happens behind the scenes in Hollywood. As expected, the internet has had plenty to say about it. One person commented, "She is brave for speaking up. There are a lot of deviating things happening in Hollywood. Her faith in Jesus Christ is the only thing that matters in this life. And for her to leave her acting industry because of her convictions and her faith is admirable." Another person wrote, "What a sick industry. The entertainment industry needs a complete overhaul, and the criminals who wield power in the industry must be brought to justice. Kudos to men like Katt Williams and Terrence Howard for their strength, courage, and integrity." Now the debate is bigger than ever, and people are still split right down the middle. Some believe China walked away because of her convictions, while others think there's much more to the story. And when it comes to Katt Williams, many see him as someone who refuses to back down, no matter how controversial his opinions may be. But now, I want to hear from you. Do you think China's decision to leave Hollywood was driven mainly by her faith, or do you believe there were other factors behind it? And what are your thoughts on Katt Williams supporting many of the same concerns she has raised? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. And don't forget to check out our next video for even more celebrity drama and controversy